Minister Gloria prays here, and life is spiritual. I just love that. Life is spiritual now. Um, just want to share something also concerning obeying divine instructions. Uh, as I was trying to read the Bible and see or get to find out those people who walked in divine obedience, how did it end? And those who disobeyed, what happened to them? Uh, First of all, in Genesis, we are seeing there was a disobedience there. Adam disobeyed, and it did not end well. Growing up personally, there are things that God could tell me not to do. And then I'm like, God is a God of mercy. I will just have to do it. God will understand. So I just find myself doing it. And let me tell you, I always hate to suffer because of being disobedient to the voice of God or to divine instructions. Uh, as I grow up spiritually and in my walk with God, I realize that sometimes what God is telling you to obey is very simple, but sometimes it's very painful because it's your will versus His will. So, uh, matters concerning our destinies or your destiny, my destiny, it is always connected to divine instructions. If you want God to use you, if you want God to manifest His glory through your ministry, through your calling, through your life, you have to be ready to walk in divine obedience. It is not easy. There are times, for example, I can receive money on my phone, and immediately I receive that money, I hear something tell me, like some man of God somewhere, some woman of God somewhere, they don't have food to eat. They don't have maybe that fare to go to church. They don't have this, they don't have that. So I have to reach out and take my phone, send them some cash. Walking in divine obedience, it's not easy. It's very painful sometimes. If you have pride and ego, you cannot walk in divine obedience. You will always fight the voice of God. You will always fight the will of God. And the things that God tells us to obey, it is not that hard. Sometimes you just wake up and when you're about to eat, God tells you that you need to enter a fasting of 3 days, or today you're not having a meal. But because you listen to your flesh, or rather your stomach, more than you can listen to God, you end up eating food. And you can never beat the devil with a full stomach. You can't. The other day I did a 14 days fasting, and I was at the Heaven's Gate. And I realized what we eat is trash. The food that we eat, whether it is that bread, it is yogurt, it is most wanted. Most wanted is ugali. Nigeria, they call it fufu. Rice, whatever, chicken, food. I realize that it is trash. Because you find yourself, you have pimples on your face, pimples on your chest, pimples on your back, you have stomach issues, but When I was that fasting, I realized, wow, this is just another amazing dimension. It does something good to your health. So, as I'm going to share this word concerning divine obedience, I just speak that verse, but it is we sing Esther obeyed. I don't know why I love Esther. Esther obeyed. Yeah. We're um seeing the Shunammite woman when Elisha told her to go because there was famine for 7 years. She obeyed. When uh, uh, um, Jesus told those people who were there in that wedding in Cana, and he told them to go and bring the jars for the wine to be refilled and all that. His mother told those people that whatever he tells you, do it. Divine obedience. Walking in divine instructions. For you to go far in your ministry, for you to go far in your career, whatever it is, you have to obey. Even in companies, you know very well, you're supposed to be early in the morning. By 8, you're supposed to be in the office. And you're supposed to be in an outfit that you are given at that workplace. You don't just walk in the way you want. No, there are rules there. There are instructions that you are given. And so, even in the kingdom of God, there are divine instructions that God has given unto us. And God expects us to obey these instructions. And God expects us to walk in divine instructions so that we don't miss the mark, so that we don't pray amiss, so that we don't do the wrong thing, but we do the right thing. I read 2 Kings chapter 8, verses uh, 1. It says that then Elisha spoke to the woman whose son he had restored to life, saying, "Arise and go, you and your household, and sojourn wherever you can sojourn. From the Lord, for the Lord has called for a famine, and furthermore, it will come upon the land for 7 years." This is a stranger that you met maybe last year, 204, 205, and this is somebody already met, but he is here with instructions, divine instructions. Now tell me, if this woman did not obey the word of a prophet, 7 years of hunger. So the woman arose and did according to the saying of the man of God. And she went with her household and sojourned in the land of the Philistines 7 years. God tells you, or God speaks to you through his servants. But because of ego and pride, you are like, I can't do that. I can't even dare do that. I can't. Because you have ego, you have pride. Eh? Pride of life. You see yourself, you are so special than what God is telling you. And most of the times when God speaks, it's a warning. And it is because he loves us and he cares about us. Oh no. It came to pass at the end of the 7 years, that woman returned from the land of the Philistines, and she came to make an appeal to the king for her house and for her land. Then the king talked with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, "Tell me, please, all the great things Elisha has done." You can leave that one alone. But the thing is this, she was told, leave this land and go to the land, another land, because here famine is coming. She was a woman. I thank God she obeyed. She was not like Eve. There is another woman. Jesus is telling this woman, John 4:12. Let's look at it. Thank you so much, Paul. 4:12. Let's see where the conversation began. Okay. 9. Then the woman of Samaria said to him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask a drink?" Okay, let's go there where Jesus said that, 6. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore being weary from his journey, sat thus by the well. It was about the 6th hour. That is the watch of prayer, the gate of prayer. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." Simple instructions. Give me a drink. You are struggling with spiritual battles, but when you pray, the Spirit of God tells you, you need to do one thing: forgive. It's as simple as that. But you don't want to forgive. There's somebody who told me, I will never forgive my auntie, come rain, come sunshine. So in between you and your auntie, who is suffering? You ask God, I pray for financial breakthrough, and God tells you, tithe, give the needy. And you're like, God, this is small. Next time I will tithe. Next time you get money, you don't do that, because money speaks louder. Money speaks louder. The voice of money. Money can be, nowadays we don't have money in our pockets. Money can be in your phone. In Kenya we use M-Pesa. Others they use PayPal and all that, but the transactions are in your phone. Money is in your M-Pesa or M-Shwari, but even in your bank account, that money will speak in a language, because money is spirit. Money is not paper, money is not cash. That spirit will speak to you. And if you're not careful, this spirit will cause you to have pride. Then when you have spent all that you have, you remember, oh no, I had to tithe. God, don't worry. Next time, I will be a faithful tither. I will help the needy. Next time, I will be very careful. God, just forgive me this time around. I will not repeat those mistakes. You are lying. There are people right now, God cannot bless them because He knows their emotions are not matured to handle such amount of wealth. There are people God cannot even bless with financial breakthrough. Why? I heard of a story from a friend of mine. She was serving somewhere in a church. And this guy has been faithfully serving in that church for about 1 year. And I just called her in December. I just called him, sorry. I called him because I saw he had posted something on Facebook. So I was worried because he's in church and he's in ministry. So I was worried, and I wanted to know. How is he doing with the wife and the kid. So the guy told me, hey, you know what? Just call me. Then he sent me his number. I called, and I asked him, is everything okay? And he told me, everything is not okay, Gloria. I asked him why. He said that I have been serving faithfully in that church. You know where it is? And I was like, yes. Then he told me this man of God went to Mozambique. And in Mozambique, he met some destiny helpers from America. And these destiny helpers from America pledged to give the church 15 million Kenyan shillings once they get back to the US. And the man of God came. And when he had gone for that conference, he left this guy 1 week. So when he came, he told this guy, 2 weeks up, I will give you 120 Kenyan shillings so that you can pay your bills and you do something. I'll pay you 320 so that you can do something with yourself and as an appreciation because you're in full-time ministry. So my friend told me, even as we are talking, I don't have food in my house. That man of God came back. After a few weeks, the guys from the US sent 15 million. The man of God went and bought a car, 2.1 million, to prove a point to the devil that he has suffered so bad trekking from home to church. So he has bought that car to come and shame the devil. And then he gave this guy 120,000. Yet 3 months, this guy has not paid rent. In the shop, there were debts because they used to take food from the shop, expecting some money will come by. So when he told me this story, I was like, if that man of God knew, God was testing this man to see, will this man tell those people, no, don't support me in finances, but I need us to be partners and plant a church in the US. Because Kenya is the springboard of revival. So can you help me to process papers? Can you it is well. Can you help me to get papers, legal papers to be in the US and all that? That could have moved the heart of God. You are not interested in money. Sometimes I normally tell myself, anytime I see money in my account or I have more cash, I use that cash to help people. And I thank God, God has given me people, some of them are really in need of help, financial backup. So I'll make sure I don't have money in my account, but they have something to eat. If it is small business, I can support somebody to do like cooking and selling some food like chapatis and all that. I'll do that. Chapatis can only go for, it's okay, bye. Chapatis can only go for 1,000. Somebody can begin a business of cooking chapati instead of going on the street and selling themselves as lady, instead of going on Tinder looking for married men, looking for white men, you see. But when you support somebody with that, they'll appreciate and God will take it from there. 15 million. I felt actually bad, but anyway, divine instructions. Jesus asked this woman, give me a drink. And this woman was like, very rude. This woman was not like Rebecca. Rebecca was a bit calm, composed, caring. He took water, gave to the camels. He was so kind. This is what normally happens to ladies. When a man approaches you, like, excuse me, you look beautiful. Can I have your number? And you're like, we know you people. We know all men are dogs. And the person who's talking to you doesn't have a tail. He doesn't have 4 legs, but he has 2 legs. Divine instructions. Esther was told, don't just go there and sit and relax. Outside here, remember, you went there for an assignment. Don't just get into marriage after the wedding, after the honeymoon, you sit and relax. You need to understand marriage is a spiritual assignment. Marriage is a covenant. It's not a bed of roses. Somebody to open your car and push the seat back so that you can sit and have dinner. That's why many people right now realize that marriage is more spiritual than it is physical. It's an assignment. The battles are inside the marriage. Makeup, beauty, wigs cannot maintain that. Your needs will. Your needs will determine where you'll head the next 5 years in that marriage. So many divorces, so many single fathers, single mothers outside here. Why? They end up there thinking that they're running away from poverty. They're running away from their father nagging, go and get married. Years have gone by. May God help us. There's so many examples I can give you from the Bible about divine obedience, divine instructions. You understand? So, when Jesus raised Lazarus, he gave the disciples of the apostles an instructions. Untie him. You understand? He did not untie Lazarus' grave clothes, but he looked at the disciples and he told them, untie this man. Divine instructions. When they had fished the whole night they were fishing. They did not catch any fish, but they were given a divine instructions. Yours is to obey. How I pray that may God give you that grace to be obedient so that you don't miss your visitation. So I was reading that and I was like, I can share that. So God bless you so much and shalom.